नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः जन्माद्यस्य यतन्वयादितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदयादिकवये श्रूयन्ति यत् सूरया तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोजितकैतवत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापोत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुने कृते किं वा पररीश्वरः सद्यो हृदयवृद्ध्यत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव्यसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरगो रसिका भुविभावुका ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नित्यानन्दमहं नौमि सर्वानन्दकरं परं हरिनामाप्रदं देवमवधूताशिरोमणिम् आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाम्बदिव्यछविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसाप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So they are going to discuss about the life of Jayati Maharaj. Maharaj Nahush Can the kids have a separate room for playing? That will be nice. One Mataji can take responsibility. So Nahush Maharaj, he was offered to become the king of heaven as well. He was a very powerful personality. He was ruling the earth, but he was given empowerment, because Indra, when he killed Vishwarupa at that time, he went to perform tapasya. And that's why the Devatas and the Rishis, they invited Nahush Maharaj to become the king. So imagine how powerful people were there on the planet, that they were invited by the heavenly demigods to rule there as well. So King Nahush, he had but there was an incident because of which he lost both the positions. He lost the position of heaven and the earthly planet also. So he got attracted to the wife of Indra. When he came to the position of Indra, he got attracted to the beauty of Sachi, the wife of Indra. And he started saying that to Sachi, that because I am Indra, you are my wife. Which was not. So he was very much insisting. So she went and took shelter of Brahaspati. So Brahaspati said, tell him that if he is so capable, then he is welcome to your home, but he has to come in a palanquin which is driven by Sapta Rishis, 7 Rishis. Now 7 Rishis, they had no experience of carrying the palanquin. But as soon as he heard that Sapta Rishis, if they carry Sachi is ready to welcome me, immediately called Sapta Rishis, come and carry me. So the Sapta Rishis, they had no experience, so they were not able to quickly drive him to Sachi. And he was saying from inside, Sarpa, Sarpa. Sarpa has 2 meanings. Sarpa means quickly, and Sarpa also means snake. So after repeatedly insisting, saying Sarpa, Sarpa, be quick, be quick, the Rishis got really upset and they said, keep the palanquin down. And they said, Sarpa, 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 you go and become Sarpa. We will find the original Indra. So he became Sarpa, snake. So Maharaj Nahush had 6 children, very powerful 6 children. And their names were Yati, Yayati, Samyati, Ayati, Viyati and Kriti. So after Nahush Maharaj became a python, naturally the kingdom came to Yati. So everybody offered him that Yati, you should become the king. But Yati was very intelligent, very smart. He did not want to get into management. Managing a small center is very difficult. Managing a small congregation becomes difficult. Imagine managing the whole universe, whole earthly planet. And all the kings will be subordinate to you. So Yati Maharaj said, I don't want to invest my time in getting into this management. Because a lot of energy goes away. So Yati said that I have no interest. I prefer just being a simple person practicing, becoming a nice devotee. That's perfect for me. So Yati rejected the offer. Naturally, then the offer came to Yati. Yati accepted. Now, we are going to discuss about a love story here. Triangular love story. All the inspirations, the Bollywood take inspirations from Vedic scriptures, only they don't give credit to it. So Yati Maharaj, Devayani and Sarmishta. So Devayani was the daughter of His Divine Grace Shukracharya. Very special personality, Shukracharya. Not an ordinary person. And he had a disciple, Shukracharya had a disciple called as Varshaparva. Varshaparva had a daughter called as Sharmishta. So Devayani and Sarmishta were of same age. So they were very good friends. As Sarmishta was Kshatrani. She was a daughter of a Kshatriya king. So she had all the wealth to her possession. She had all the maid servants, Saratam Jam. So once Devayani and Sarmishta, they were along with all their friends, they were playing, they were enjoying their life. In a very beautiful garden, they were playing different kinds of games. And they decided that they should have some water sports. So they were young and they were excited to enjoy the water sports. So they kept their clothes on the shore and they went completely naked in the water. Just at that time, by the will of the Providence, Lord Shiva with his good wife happened to pass by through the same place. They were on their bull, and while everybody saw Lord Shiva coming there, and they were doing an offense by taking bath naked in the water. So it was a panic situation. So in that panic situation, Sharmishta went ahead and took the clothes of Devayani and covered herself. And that triggered Devayani's anger. Devayani said, "How dare you do that? How dare you touch my clothes? Don't you know that I am coming from a Brahmana's family? You are a Kshatriya. You are daughter of a Kshatriya. I am coming from Brahmana's family. Even Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, he worships us first. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanitaya Cha Jagathitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo. He worships us. The Brahmanas worships us. All the Devatas worship us. So for you, I am also worshipable. And who gave you permission to wear my clothes?" It was an emergency situation, panic situation. She should not have taken that seriously. They are friends. Friends means friends. You don't say, "Baba, who is superior, who is inferior." That means there is no friendship, right? Even amongst the friends, if we are friends, but if in that friendship also, if there is superiority complex, inferiority complex is there, then there is a friendship. There is no friendship. It's so-called friendship. So Devayani chastised Sharmishta very, very badly. So Sharmishta, being also coming from a very powerful Kshatriya family, I think phones can go inside. Let's hear Bhagavatam. Rasikanand Prabhu, when he was narrating Bhagavatam to a king, his mind went here and there. And you know what he did? It's okay. So when you are hearing Bhagavatam, attentiveness. Okay. So, where were we?
Sharmishta also comes from
Sharmishta also started chastising Devyani. And she said very ugly words. She said, "You are maintained by my family. Your father is maintained by me, by my father. We give away the waste food, and your family eats that. And that's your position. Why are you barking at me?" And she started glorifying the father, this and that. Now, there's a difference between, even you can see the sanskaras. When two people are fighting, the sanskaras are very much visible. What they utter in anger very much reflects of what kind of upbringing they have received. Devyani received a very upbringing from a Brahmanical culture. So she, even though she was fighting, she said that she was glorifying Krishna, that Vishwatma Pavan Bhagwan worships us. She was glorifying Devatas. She was glorifying Brahmanas, that they are coming in the line of Bhrugu. But here Sarmishta, while doing the same thing, she was abusing the Brahmanas, she was rejecting them, she was expressing her superiority complex and considering the Guru, Shukracharya and the family very, very cheap. So that is a difference. That is a difference between that comes in the picture. So Sarmishta got so upset with Devyani because she had the power with her. She immediately indicated to all the servants, pick her up and throw her in the well. Let her die. So she was put in a dry well to die. And a small fight where it ended up. We need to understand that even in so many circumstances, even like Daksha Prajapati, he became very angry at Lord Shiva for no reason. He could have been very, very peaceful. He could have kept quiet. He was his own son-in-law. If he wanted to figure out something, he could have figured it out privately. But he did not do that. He chastised Lord Shiva. He offended Lord Shiva in public. And that led to Daksha Prajapati's fall down. Here also, a little situation was there and they could have managed that. Right? I'm not sure if there are two boys exchanging their clothes, they should have been okay. Nothing against the girls, but the situation was like that Devyani and Sharmishta started fighting and Sharmishta put Devyani into well. So Devyani now how providence works, we need to understand. Yayati Maharaj, who was ruling the whole world, he happened to be in the same jungle. He was roaming the same jungle. And he became thirsty. And he, by the will of the providence, he happened to visit the same well where Devyani was there, struggling for life. And Yayati Maharaj, as soon as he saw her, the first impression he had was that Praja, for him, everybody was a citizen, right? So for him, the first impression was that there is my citizen, she's in difficulty, so let me first help her out. He gave her clothes to her because she was completely naked, so she gave her clothes to her, caught hold of her hand and brought her outside. And a very powerful, handsome, gorgeous looking Kshatriya king, Maharaj Yayati, very famous, very powerful personality. And who comes to the rescue of Devyani? Direct the king. And the king was not married. So when Devyani Previously the culture was so rich that if a girl and a boy, if they catch hand of each other, it is only during the marriage. Only during the marriage ceremony, the boy used to catch hand of the girl, and never otherwise. And here, Devyani was lifted by Yati Maharaj. So as soon as she came out, she saw Yati Maharaj, and she said, "Please marry me." Direct proposal. He said, "But who are you?" Well, that is secondary. You have lifted me from a well. God hold my hand. You brought me here. You have protected me. So please marry me. So Yati Maharaj said, "You were in difficulty and I helped you. That's it." She said, "No. We were supposed to meet. This is will of the Lord, will of the providence. Then we both met." And Yati Maharaj said, "Okay, who are you?" He said, "I am the daughter of Shukracharya." Yati Maharaj said, "Excuse me, please. Definitely not. I don't want to get into this business with Shukracharya's family. He is very respected." He said, "No, that's fine, but Yati Maharaj explained, you should get married to a Brahmana. Why are you proposing me for marriage?" She said, I cannot get married to a Brahmana." He said, "Why?" "Because I am in curse." He said, "What kind of curse?" Once Kach was the son of Brahaspati. He went to take lessons from Shukracharya. On what? On Mrita Sanjani Vidya. Mrita Sanjani is a science with which Bali Maharaj was brought back to life when Indra killed Bali. The only condition is that the body should be intact. If the body is intact, that person can be brought back to life with the help of Mrita Sanjani Vidya. And Shukracharya knew that science, the Devatas didn't. So Brahaspati asked his son to go and learn this science of Shukracharya, and look at the greatness of Shukracharya, that he taught Kach that science without hesitation. And every day the Devatas used to come, take the notes and go back, because they knew what circumstances might come. So every day Kach used to give notes to the Devatas, used to come, they used to take notes and used to go back. So after the whole education was completed, Kach gave the Guru Dakshina to Shukracharya, and he was about to leave. At that very time, Devyani came and proposed Kach that, "Kach, I'm in love with you. I love you. Please marry me." Kach said that, "I cannot marry you because your father is my Guru and you are equally worshipable to me like your father. So I am like your student, I am like your servant, I am like your shishya, disciple. I cannot marry you because I don't see you like that." And she got very offended. She said, "You are rejecting me, or whatever my father has taught you, immediately you will forget everything what my father has taught." But Kach had already learned the science and he's already taught that to the Devatas, so the knowledge was already passed. So Kach also got upset. He said, "No Kshatriya, no Brahmana will marry you. You will have to get married to Kshatriya." So Devyani is narrating this particular thing to Yati Maharaj, saying that I am supposed to be married to a Kshatriya, and you are a Kshatriya king, and this was arranged by the Providence. So please marry me. And Yati Maharaj's mind also was attracted to Devyani. Now we need to understand that it is not that Yati Maharaj saw a very beautiful girl and his mind got carried away. No. During those days, the kings or people were very, very pious. Their mind was not easily used to get attracted like that. In fact, the mind itself was their pramana. Like Lord Ramachandra, when he saw Sita for the first time in the garden, Lord Ramchandra's mind was going towards Sita. And then Lord Ramchandra told to Lakshmana that because my mind is getting attracted to Sita, I think she is going to be my good wife. It was natural. These days, the contamination is so severe that it gets carried to everyone. Because it's based on the bodily concept. During those days, the people during those days were very, very pious. They were dharmagnya. They are the followers of dharma. And their mind was not getting carried away. However beautiful or lady will be, or however beautiful, handsome a person might be, their mind was not getting attracted. They were not getting so carried away. So because Yadi Maharaj's mind also went to Devyani, so Yadi Maharaj also understood might be this is the providence. But he said that Shukracharya has to come with a proposal. I will not go. So they agreed, and Devyani went home and narrated the whole episode with lot of mirch and masala to her father. Natural. And Shukracharya was very, very upset. The Shukracharya was a guru of the Danavas. He don't want to deal with such business, fighting for this. Children are fighting and the parents should also get into that. Just imagine if there are 4 or 5 kids here and they are fighting with each other, the parents should have no business with that because they are kids. We just need to be separated and that's it. But if the parents also are involved, then it's shame for them, right? So Shukracharya didn't want to get into this, but Devyani forced Shukracharya that, my dear father, you should go and chastise Vrishaparva for saying all this nonsense things. And at that time, Shukracharya was actually pleading to the Lord, why did I adopt the profession of Purohit, become a Purohit? I should have simply depending on the Lord for my maintenance. Why should I even depend on Varshaparva? But still, for his daughter, Shukracharya started walking towards Varshaparva. King Varshaparva understood that Shukracharya is coming in an angry mood and he is going to chastise. So Varshaparva realized what should he do? So he should best is to go and ask forgiveness. Whenever you commit an offense against a sadhu, the best way is to go and offer simply dandavats. Sadhus, when they see you, they see your sincere and genuine repentance. This genuine repentance is very important. The sadhus, when they see your genuine repentance, they will forgive you. If they see kapat, they will never forgive you. It's very, very important. Sadhus are very simple-hearted. Simply by offering obeisances to them, they will forgive you, but it should be genuine and there should be genuine repentance in your heart for that mistake. So Varshaparva Maharaj went and offered his dandavats on the road, flat dandavat, and he pleaded for Shukracharya's mercy. And Shukracharya, he forgave. But he said that, look, this matter is not related to me, this is related to my daughter. So you have to seek permission and blessings from her. So he went to Shukracharya. Varshaparva went to Devyani, and Devyani said, I can forgive only on one condition. She says, what? Bhava. She said, your daughter Sharmishta and all her maid servants should serve me as maid servants throughout my life. Can you imagine the condition? Such a powerful. Kala is very powerful. Time is very powerful. Kal chakra kab kya kar de ko samajh mein nahi aata hai. Some time back, Devyani was in a well. Sarvishta was in a powerful position. Never use your power to suppress, compress, depress anyone. Times will change. And that person who is in a whom you have put in a difficult position can become so powerful that you won't be able to face him. Devyani put this condition, Sharmishta should become my maid servant over this life. Vrishaparva Maharaj, he went and spoke to Sharmishta that if you want to save the prestige of our family, if you want to save your father from being abandoned from the kingdom, because if Gurudev goes, the Devatas will attack the kingdom and they will take away my position. So it's in your hands, and she agreed to that. So Sharmishta agreed to become the maid servant of Devyani. Time. So Shukracharya went to Yayati Maharaj, got Devyani married to Yayati Maharaj, and he called up Yayati to give a confidential instruction. He said that Sarmishta is going with you as a maid servant, along with all her dasis. Make sure that you don't get married to Sarmishta or produce any children with her. If this happens, you will have to mess with me. And Yayati Maharaj said, okay, let's see how it goes. So Yayati Maharaj and Devyani, they had a very beautiful time. Yayati Maharaj was being served by Devyani with lot of intimacy, lot of respect, with lot of devotion. Devyani served Yayati Maharaj. And he gave birth to 2 kids. And what happened was that Sarmishta, who was also a daughter of a king, she went and confronted Yayati Maharaj. She said that you are a Kshatriya, I am also Kshatriya. Our marriage should be very natural. But because of this whole episode, I am neglected by you. And I am under your shelter. So you should marry me and you should give me children. I want children from you. The Kshatriyas, they cannot refuse for 2 things. A battle, a challenge in a battle, and if a girl comes and proposes for marriage, they cannot say no. So Yayati Maharaj was bound to say yes, and he accepted. And 3 children were born from Sharmishta. Interestingly, this whole episode was not known to Devyani. One fine day, Devyani was roaming around in a garden with her children, in a playground for her. And there she saw a very similar looking, 3 very similar looking boys, and Devyani could see the reflection of the king in those 3 children. So it increased the curiosity, and he went and asked, who is your father? And the kid said, Yayati, Maharaj Yayati. Papa ka naam kya hai? Maharaj Yayati. That's it. Devyani started the Tanda. The family Tanda started. Devyani, there itself, she abandoned everything. She abandoned King Yayati, his opulence, everything. Even abandoned the children. And she started walking straight to her father's house. Yayati Maharaj got the breaking news. That Devyani is on her way. And for what reason? That all the Leelamrit was revealed. So Yayati Maharaj became so afraid that he started running behind Devyani. Yayati Maharaj was so powerful that he brought under control all the kings of the world, that Yayati Maharaj was not able to convince Devyani to stop from going to Shukracharya's house. Yayati Maharaj was touching the feet of Devyani, was trying to convince her, Priye, darling, this, that, by sweet words. I promise you, I will not meet her also. I promise you, I will not see the children. I will do this, I will do that. He was saying everything he could do. Because he knew what is going to happen. And Yayati Maharaj, finally he fell at the feet of Devyani. That please, my dear sweetheart, please don't do this. Your father is very dangerous. I don't want to get into that business. And Devyani kicked Yayati Maharaj on the face and reached the house of Shukracharya. And there she revealed everything. And Shukracharya got so upset. He said, "You rascal Yayati, you become an old man now." And Yayati Maharaj became an old man. But Yayati Maharaj started to laugh. He started to laugh. An old man started to laugh like crazy. He said, You're a fool. You're a fool, Shukracharya. You're foolish, Devyani. You're young and I'm old. The previous days there was no concept of giving up the husband and marrying another. There was no concept of divorce. This is a modern day concept, because of which everybody is suffering. They were also the husband and the chastity was there. The ladies were very chaste and they were devoted to only one person. So he proposed. Yayati Maharaj said that your daughter is not satisfied with me yet. You still are not satisfied with enjoying the world. So what are you going to do, Mr. Shukracharya? What is your plan for your daughter now? And then Shukracharya realized his mistake. That he messed it up actually. He messed his own daughter's life. And he said, okay, anyone in the kingdom can exchange his youth with your old age. Yayati Maharaj started to laugh. Pagal hai kya? Are you mad, Mr. Shukracharya? Who will do that? Which fool will do that? Then Shukracharya said, go and talk to your sons. They will help you out. So, so Yayati Maharaj, along with Devyani, left that place. And they came, the announcement was made that king is in trouble. And the whole Sara public ko pata chal gaya. Our king has become old suddenly. So he first went to, there were, Devyani gave birth to Yadu and Turvasu. So first, Yayati Maharaj went to Yadu and he said, Yadu is Dharmashilasya. He is a follower of Dharma, he is knower of Dharma. So Yayati Maharaj went that, Yadu, my dear Yadu, you know Dharma very well. Can you please accept my old age and give your youth for some time and I will return it back to you. He said, my dear father, I know my duty is, I know Dharma, but I want to follow Jaiva Dharma. There are two kinds of dharmas. Ek nitya dharma, one is naimittika dharma. Naimittika dharma means which are associated with the bodily concept of life. There is something called as nitya dharma which is associated with Supreme Lord. Nitya dharma is also called as Jaiva dharma. Jaiva dharma is also called as Bhagavad dharma. This is also called as Sanatan dharma. What is it? Sanatan dharma means, what is Sanatan dharma? We spoke yesterday also about this. Sanatan dharma means, Sanatan means eternal and dharma means occupation. That occupation of a living entity which cannot be separated from him in any given circumstances is Sanatan dharma. What is that? It is devotional service to the Lord. So Yadu Maharaj said that I want to perform devotional service and I want to get married. And because I want to take Vanaprastha. So for that I need to enter Grahastha life, and for entering I need to enjoy this world so that I can renounce at an appropriate age, so that I can perfect my life. If I give you my youth and you give me your old age, then let's say for 1,000 years I'll remain as old and I won't be able to enjoy the world. So when you return back my old age, I will actually be in a position where I'll become old, and at that time I will be old, but there will be desires for sense and joy will remain in my heart, and I won't be able to take Vanaprastha. I won't be able to renounce the world because of that. So I reject your offer, my dear father. So Yadu Maharaj rejected the offer of Yati Maharaj based on these principles. For the higher purpose, he rejected the order of father. So he went to Turvasu. Turvasu rejected it. So Devyani's son's chapter closed. The Devyani was grounded now. My sons could not do anything. Now he went to Sharmishta's sons. So Sharmishta's first son, Dhruyu, rejected it. Anu rejected it. Finally he went to Puru. And he said, Puru, you are the youngest, but you are good you are endowed with so many qualities. You should not reject my offer. He said, my dear father, this body which I have received is because of your mercy. So there are 4 kinds of disciples or 4 kinds of sons. 4 categories. The first category is when the son or the disciple, when he understands the manobhishta of the guru and then accordingly carries out the duties of a disciple, carries out the services accordingly. He is a first class disciple. Understanding what the spiritual master wants, understanding what the father wants, and doing that without the father telling or instructing, is a first class disciple. That there has to be some qualification in the disciple to understand that. Then there comes the second category of disciple, or the second category of son, that the father has to instruct the son and then he follows the instruction. That is second category. We should at least read the second category. Then the spiritual master is instructing the disciple and the disciple carries out the instructions. At least that second category is essential. The third category is where the spiritual master instructs the disciple and disciple consider is as a burden. He thinks, सारे शिष्यों में गुरुदेव को मैं ही मिला, मेरे को इंस्ट्रक्शन देना था, इतने सारे शिष्य मेरे गुरु महाराज के और मैं ही मिला इंस्ट्रक्शन के, तो फिर मेरा साधु इंस्ट्रक्ट्स डिसाइपल, साधु इंस्ट्रक्ट्स डिवोटी, he says why? Somebody else can do that, but the instructions which a spiritual master gives is for his benefit, and by carrying out that instructions he gets empowerment. That purifies the existence. It increases his adhikar for advancing in Krishna consciousness. This all things are there. There is a fourth category of disciple, that he is not a disciple actually. That person who, after repeatedly requesting, even he does not give any heed to the spiritual master's instructions. So such persons are called as Balamutra. They are not disciples, they are Mutra. So Puru Maharaj accepted Yati Maharaja's old age. And he very happily, and he was crying, he was lamenting that you have to come to me and ask for it. So I am not in the first category, I am in the second category. It's a shame for me. So very happily accepted that. And Yati Maharaj continued his life with enjoying with Devyani. And Devyani also served him very nicely, very devotedly. So many years passed by. So many years passed by, and at that time, the Yati Maharaj was, it might seem that Yati Maharaj was only engaged in sun's gratification, but he was doing his duty as a king. He was organizing a lot of sacrifices for the citizens. He was taking good care of them. He was taking very good care of the citizens. And he used to invite the citizens for performing yajna and everything. He used to give them a lot of gifts, charity, everything was going on. At that time, Narad Muni happens to come there. All these yajnas and all these sacrifices previously were organized for only one purpose, for sadhu sangha. Any festival, the goal of a festival is sadhu sangha. Hearing Krishna Katha from them. So Narad Muni, he came there and Narad Muni instructed Yati Maharaj on the path of devotional service. And he narrated the life of King Amrish Maharaj. And Yati Maharaj, when he heard how Amrish Maharaj being also a king, how he lived his life and performed devotional service, so he started reflecting on his own life, and he got transformed. That transformation came in his heart, that I also need to become like Amrish Maharaj. And there itself he decided that I have to take Vanaprasthana. So he called his wife Devyani and narrated a very beautiful he-goat and she-goat story. Bakra Bakri Katha. Devyani, he said to Devyani, because he wanted to benefit her, because she was her partner in crime. I mean, partner in sense enjoyment. So he developed that detachment. So he wanted Devyani's heart should also be transformed. So she called Devyani. He said that, I am going to tell you a story. There was somebody like me, he-goat. And that he-goat once was roaming in jungle. And he happened to see a she-goat falling in the well. She was fallen in a well. So till the time the boy is single, the girl is single, the boy is single, everything is happy for him. He feels he's Atmaram Muni. Atmaram Ashtamanayo. He's independent. No botheration. Life is very easy. Where he can go wherever he wants, he can travel wherever he wants. Life is very simple. You are having the best part of your life. So so best part of your life is going on. But then when that he-goat sees a she-goat, so when this he-goat saw that she-goat, she was in a well. So this he-goat immediately had to dig a road to bring that she-goat outside. Listen to this carefully. Listen to this. Till that time, that he-goat, the kid should go outside. Sorry. Whatever disturbs the katha, I also have 3 kids, but it will be outside. Sorry. But kirtan they can be inside. So when the he-goat saw the she-goat, immediately what happens? Whenever a girl sees a boy, the boy sees a girl. What is the first thing that comes to the mind of a boy? That where am I staying now? What is my earning? Because the girl's parents, they ask, कितना कमाता है बच्चा? आपका बेटा कितना कमाता है? कितना यूरो कमाता है भैया? How much do you earn? And then immediately the efforts, now that he-goat is making an effort to take out that she-goat, so that effort, that road is, what is that road? That road is, नया घर खरीदना पड़ेगा, job दूसरा ढूंढना पड़ेगा, you'll have to look for another job, you'll have to look for a better house for staying. Immediately. Till the time the he-goat was alone, he had no problem. He was happy going to Vrindavan, going to Mayapur, going here, going there, going preaching, going these places, all these places. Happy life. As soon as he starts thinking that he wants to get married because he likes a she-goat, that he-goat likes a she-goat, and immediately what happens? The road, he starts digging, that he-goat started digging. Yati Maharaj is saying that he-goat started digging to take out that she-goat. What is that digging? It's an effort which he has to put, extra effort, extra energy has to be spent. And then that he-goat finally brought that she-goat outside and they got married. And then they are very happily enjoying their life. And then once this she-goat found out that the he-goat has an affair, that he-goat likes someone else also. So the she-goat rejects that he-goat and goes to her previous guardian. So that she-goat goes to her previous guardian, who is another he-goat. Who is also, so here Yati Maharaj is comparing Shukracharya to also a goat. Shukra also, I don't want to say that, but Shukracharya's literal meaning is that who is expert in family business. Shukracharya was a Brahmana, tapasvi. Why on earth he has to use his yogic power for cursing Yati Maharaj for becoming an old man? Ask her. This is misuse of the power. Misuse of yogic power, cursing someone. This is misuse. The he-goat, when he realizes, this old he-goat, when he realizes that the daughter of, that his daughter's husband, the he-goat is behind others, so this guardian he-goat curses that he-goat, makes him old man, takes away his testicles, so that he doesn't enjoy the material world. And then he again restores it back, thinking that his daughter is getting affected. Life was very simple for this he-goat. He was all alone, roaming in the forest, eating the grass, having sweet time. But then he decided to get married, and then everything started. So he-goat and the she-goat, again the he-goat became young, very handsome, and again the he-goat and the she-goat started enjoying each other. And then gradually this he-goat realized that, what is the realization? That Purnam Varsha Sahasra me Vishayan Sevato Asukratah Tathapi Chanu Savanam Trishna Teshu Pajayate. I have spent a full 1000 years enjoying sense gratification. Yati Maharaj is now telling, my dear sweetheart, my darling, my loving wife, I have spent a full 1000 years enjoying sense gratification, yet my desires to enjoy such material pleasures increase and increase and increase. Just like by offering a clarified ghee to a fire, the fire increases, it never diminishes. Similarly, enjoying sense gratification by continuing sense gratification is never the solution. And that is the reason of entanglement in the material world. That Hriday Granthi is so strong in our heart. This is husband and wife, for example. They are attached to each other. Husband develops detachment, but wife is still holding him. Right? So both has to be detached. That's why Yati Maharaj is talking to Devyani. It's time now for taking shelter of Vanna. Interestingly, 51, 52, 53, 51, 52, 53. When one person crosses 50, it's 51. Means now you're 51. So in Sanskrit there is 51 means go to 1. It's indication. 52, 52. Go to 1. तुम 52 साल के हो गए, जाओ 1 में जाओ. 53, जाओ 1 में जाओ. 54, 55. So this all indications, that we should go to forest. And he's saying that Yati Maharaj he was saying that even if if a person gets all the opulence of the world, जितना सारा संसार में स्त्री सुख है वो सारा सुख मिल जाए एक व्यक्ति को, जितना सारा भोग है, if all the pleasures of the world are made available to a person, if all the opulence of the world are made available to a person, if all the enjoyment of a this is applicable for both the men and women both, it is given to a person and is given thousands of years to enjoy, he will still not be satisfied. That is the nature of the world. It has to be forcibly renounced. It has to be forcibly renounced. That's why it is important that timely entering in the marriage life and timely getting it out. If the household life is supportive for spirit Krishna consciousness, supportive, is helping you to fix your mind in the Lord, then everything is perfect. But if the situation is not such, then it's better to take vanaprastha with the wife. The first option is to go with the wife. And the second option is that if the children are capable enough of taking care of her, fantastic. Go on your own. Yeah. But it is very important that appropriate it has to be renounced forcibly. That's what happened when he heard about life of Amrish Maharaj. He realized that I am not able to serve like Amrish Maharaj does. That's why I need to renounce. So he was able to convince Devyani to take vanaprastha. And Devyani and Yati Maharaj gave up the kingdom. He called up Puru Maharaj, gave his old age to Puru, gave his youth to Puru, took the old age back, and then he and Devyani renounced everything and went to forest. He made Puru as the king of the whole world and put all the other sons under the guidance of Puru. Although Puru was the youngest, but he became the king because of his qualities. And Devyani and Yati Maharaj, they were practicing Krishna consciousness in the forest. And then finally Yati Maharaj was able to attain perfection in life by performance of devotional service. He gave up his body. Devyani understood that husband has left. She offered her pranams. Namastubhyam Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vedase Sarva Bhuta Divasaya Shantaya Brahate Namaha. She also offered her prayers to Lord Krishna, or Vasudev, and she also gave up her life. And this way Yati Maharaj attained perfection in his life. There is no mention of Sharmishta here, what has happened to Sharmishta, but it's only mentioned about Devyani perfecting her life. So that was the life of Yati and Devyani. And we are also all in a similar situation except the Sharmishta aspect. Everybody has Devyani and every Devyani has a Yati Maharaj in the life. So we have to very carefully think about our aspirations, what we are doing. There has to be reflection. Actually, the world has become so fast these days that we don't have time for reflecting on our own lives. We don't have time. We're just getting dragged and carried away. We don't have time to peacefully think about our own devotional life. Even during chanting, we don't think of Krishna. Smaran hota hai. A lot of things going on in the mind. So, a lot of reflection has to be there, and the only way of taking away the contamination of the mind is Hari Katha. In this age of Kali, Bhakti is the only way by which one can cut off this entanglement of the material world. And where does one get Bhakti? One gets in the association of sadhus. And why? Because sadhus speak Krishna Katha. And what is the best source of Krishna Katha? It's Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because it has all the questions and answers related to Lord Krishna, his incarnations, about the living entity, their entanglement, about the life of various devotees, everything is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why it's very important. Just like Yati Maharaj transformed his life by hearing the life of Amrish Maharaj. So we also, when we take shelter of Bhagavatam, so there will be a time when we are sincerely taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. There will be a time when some inspiration from the life of some acharyas will have an impact on our life, on our consciousness. It doesn't matter whether we are in Netherlands or Vrindavan. It doesn't matter actually. Wherever one takes shelter of the holy name, wherever one takes shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, that place is Vrindavan. You can immediately, these two can transform your life into Vrindavan. You can transform your heart into Vrindavan. That is. So just like Yati Maharaj reflected on his own life, contemplated on it, and took a call. Similarly, we should also contemplate, because we might pose ourselves as a very good devotee for the outside world, but what we are, we know, right? We know what we are. When we are alone and what we are doing at that time, that is our character. So we have to transform our character. Our character has to be based on the character of pure devotees. So as a devotee, as a disciple, we should very carefully observe the pure nature and the character of sadhus. And based on their nature and their character, we should build our character on it. That is sadhu sangha. This is what is happening in the Bhagavatam. When we are hearing the life and activities of great personalities, they are not dead personalities, they are alive. Everything in Bhagavatam is alive. When we are reading Bhagavatam, we are hearing Bhagavatam, we are discussing Bhagavatam, it is actually we are associating with Yati Maharaj, we are actually associating with them. So that will also bring a transformation in our life if we reflect on it. Gokarna, when Gokarna was a ghost, because of his activities, he got a ghostly form. And his deliverance was very difficult. So his brother Gokarna requested Sun God for a solution, and the Sun God told, recite Srimad Bhagavatam. So he started reciting the whole Bhagavatam, and that Dundukari, he was transformed from a ghostly body to the body of an associate of the Lord of Vaikuntha. So when they were being taken away, the Vaikuntha Vasis came and they were taking away Dundukari. At that time, Gokarna stopped them and said, Baba, everybody heard Bhagavatam here. Why is only Mr. Dundukari going? They said very clearly that everybody heard Bhagavatam, but only Dundukari meditated on it. Only Dundukari was reflecting on it. That's why Dundukari attained perfection. So we are also hearing Bhagavatam from so many different devotees, right? But we are not reflecting on our own lives. We are not contemplating on it. We are not internalization is not happening. That's why transformation is not happening. यहाँ से कथाएं आती है और straight निकल जाती है. It enters here, goes out from here. The mind doesn't get absorbed in it, because we are super busy these days with our lives. But every devotee should take out some time for himself and start reflecting on his own situations of life and take appropriate measures, because life is very, very short. You never know how much time you have with you. You never know. It can be 7 days, 7 months, 7 years, who knows? Or 7 minutes, who knows? So we should be always prepared for that journey. Ajamil, when he was on the deathbed, he realized this. Khatwang Maharaj realized when he had only one murta with him, he perfected his life. Khatwang Maharaj was just like Nahush Maharaj went to hell, Khatwang Maharaj also went to hell, the Devatas. So when the job was over, the Devata said, what boon you want? Ask. Khatwang Maharaj said, how much time do I have left in my life? And they calculated and said, only one murta as per the earthly planet. He said, Khatwang Maharaj said to Devatas, immediately transfer me to the earthly planet without wasting the time. You know? So Khatwang Maharaj landed in the earthly planet. Immediately he did Achman, sat on the banks of the river and started meditating, contemplating on the Lord's lotus feet, and he left the body. Ajamil was on the deathbed and he became conscious of Krishna on the deathbed. But he took his life seriously after that. But the Hare Krishna devotees, they should also try to take their life seriously. There are a lot of problems with Hare Krishna devotees. They are so busy that they, even after hearing the most important instructions from the Bhagavatam, reading them, speaking also, even it's for me also, but they don't have time for reflecting on their own life. So, Yati Maharaj's life is a very important, how he transformed his life, was busy with sense gratification, busy with 2 wives. From there he turned his life in such a way that he was able to attain perfection. So in Bhagavatam there are so many such personalities mentioned who have attained perfection from different situations. That is the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam. There is Ajamil, there is Jadabharat, there are Pandavas who went through hell in their life. How they attained perfection. So that is the point of consideration. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
Devi Devatas had they ever heard the Bhagavatam?
Bhagavatam, they heard Bhagavatam. But not from Shukdev Goswami, they heard from 4 Kumaras. When Shukdev Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam, the Devatas came with a pot of nectar. And they said that Shukdev Goswami, that give this pot of nectar to Parikshit. In that exchange, give us an opportunity to hear Bhagavatam. So Shukdev Goswami laughed at them, said that you are comparing the nectar of Krishna Katha with this mundane nectar. So Shukdev Goswami kicked them out from the assembly. Literally kicked them out. But realizing their mistake, when 4 Kumaras narrated the whole Bhagavatam to Narad Muni, at that time, Devatas also heard Srimad Bhagavatam. And this time they were careful. So Bhagavatam is there here. And they got the opportunity to hear Bhagavatam. But problem with them is their association is not with Bhaktas. The association Devatas have is with Bhogis, sense enjoyers. So it is like the situation of the Dhritarashtra Maharaj. And Dhritarashtra Maharaj was, he was having association of Sakuni, Karna and others. So Vidura's instructions, Bhishma's instruction always felt on the deaf ears. Same is with Devatas. They might have got opportunity and they might be associating with great people, but their own life is so luxurious and full of sense enjoyment that they don't pay any heed to that. It's very difficult. They don't pay any heed to that. Their whole life is been spent in only in sense enjoyment. So Devatas get opportunity, but their association is not proper. And they cannot give up their association because they are devatas because they want to enjoy. Any other questions?
So Yati Maharaj, he with the pious deeds he did, he also got a chance to go and occupy the throne of Indra. Or after he goes to heaven, Indra, by seeing his pious deeds, he get worried like, oh my God, if this is calculated, he is eligible to take the post of Indra. Then he asks Yati Maharaj, how you performed these glorious deeds. And then he explains about his self-glorification. Again he falls down.
Yeah. That is in the Mahabharata.
So after which again he became devotee and went back properly to Ayodhya.
Yeah.
It's before marriage then. It's before marriage.
So that is not mentioned. No? It's Mahabharata. What you are saying is mentioned in Mahabharata. That is true. The Bhagavad concludes his life in this way. So that is before marriage. Before marriage, after marriage, what does it matter? Bhagavatam is for Grahasthas, especially. All the Grahasthas, it's for everybody. But Grahastha's life, through Grahastha's life, a lot of reflection is given. Priyavrat Maharaj wanted to become brahmachari under the Narad Muni's guidance. He was renouncing everything, did not want to accept the kingdom. Brahmaji came and said, hey, don't follow Naradji, just accept the kingdom. So it's mainly
when it comes to following the instructions, Brahma interfered with the instruction of Narada and asked him to follow or rule the kingdom.
Yeah.
Where when Daksha Prajapati created 10,000 sons, they were created a progeny with the instructions of
Brahma.
Then Narada interfered and delivered all the 10,000 sons. So what is who is interfering in what and changing? There is no proper hierarchy.
Narada's business is there.
Then here Narada's business, Brahma interfered and changed Prithu Maharaj's destiny. So what is that we have to keep in mind where to interfere in the other's business and diverting their attention?
It is very good question. But look, this is something which Narada was a spiritual master. Narada's spiritual master was Brahma. So if Param Guru is instructing something, that has to be followed by Narada also. So Priyavrat Maharaj followed. But Narad Muni also, when the appropriate time came, he came and helped Priyavrat Maharaj to renounce also. So Narad Muni has a business to make devotees. So, yeah. So he does his work. But in each this Bhagavad Puran is also called as Narad Bhagavad Puran because every past and Narad Muni is there. If you very carefully read each and every incident, 95% of prasangas, you'll find Narad Muni's involvement is there. Any other questions? Yes,
thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. First time I heard this narration, I have not heard about this before. Thank you so much. I would actually follow what happened. Thank you, so detailed. Prabhuji, even those days, the pure minds, they all had pure minds, right? And the minds are very conscious what they are thinking. Even for them, it has taken thousands of years to get that sort of realization. And even then, the later stage, they are thinking to go for the forcible renunciation, correct?
Yeah.
But we don't have that much time, and we have very hardly, consciously, if we say hardly 30-40 years. So within this years, how do we keep that into our lives? That because our minds are already polluted. So how we can take that sort of renunciation? I'm not telling go to the forest, but to have that bhakti consciousness always, because at the end of the day we again go back to work. It's difficult to get back this consciousness, because today we have heard the katha, then at least we can get back.
So you have to always remain in association of Bhagavatam, book Bhagavad and Granth Bhagavad, or either one or either both. Either Granth Bhagavad, book of Bhagavad, person Bhagavat
Bhakta Bhagavat.
or book of Bhagavat or both, either one is sufficient. And we have to carry out the instructions. Bhagavatam also has a lot of instructions. One has to fall in love with Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam should reciprocate also. Bhagavatam also reciprocates. Just like the deities are reciprocate, Bhagavatam also reciprocates. Bhagavatam is also a deity. It's Krishna in the form of book. It also reciprocates with its sincere followers. So, if you remain absorbed in Harikatha, then you might be staying but you will advance. You will not get entangled. You will be conscious of your things. When you are constantly hearing the life of great personalities, if they are your source of inspiration, so Bhagavatam gives special security to its followers. You know that? Bhagavatam gives special protection to his sincere followers. It protects them in all circumstances. Yes. So one has to take shelter of Bhagavatam. Book of Bhagavat or person Bhagavat, or both, or either. And that will help.
Now, it said, if we are going for a pilgrimage just to have a visit and not associating with the saintly people there, it's a place for crows. Is it now, where do we find the saintly people in the pilgrimages places? Because everything is maintained by the endowment department. We just get in there, have the darshan, come out. Are we really getting that Sukriti there, or that place is still that potent there? Which sadhus are staying there?
Vrindavan is a very powerful place.
Not Vrindavan, what are the other places which endowment is maintaining?
Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, they are all connected to the Supreme Lord, and they are all very powerful places. They are in direct contact with the Supreme Lord. So definitely there is benefit when you get to Vrindavan. Definitely, naturally, Bhakti is naturally there. Bhakti naturally dances there. So one gets infected with Bhakti, definitely one goes there. So, but sadhus are always on the planet. There is never a time when sadhus are not there. Only we need a vision to see them. For that we have to pray to the Supreme Lord. Only they can help us meet with sadhus. Okay. The Lord is in our heart, and when He sincerely understands our sincere desires to associate with Premi Bhaktas, the Lord arranges accordingly. Either you will go to them or they will come to you. But it is the internal greed that we have to develop for associating with the Premi Bhaktas. Then it will come. By going to pilgrimage or wherever, there also, even if you see sadhus, you will find fault with them. So best is that let Krishna reveal the sadhus to you. Krishna's arrangement is the best arrangement. So for that we have to cry all the time. We are actually in crying school of Mahaprabhu. We are not even have taken admission yet, because if you are not crying, that means we are not yet taken admission. So for if you want to cry, then you have to associate with people who are crying for Krishna. Sadhu Sangha is not easy, Baba. But it is still easy, I will say. By Krishna will also send a sadhu, but it all depends on how we, after getting sadhu sangha, what we do. That is also important. Sadhus are very rare. Definitely they are very rare. The pure souls are very, very rare. They are on the planet, always there. But more rarest are those souls who follows in the footsteps of sadhus. वो मिलना मुश्किल है. It takes Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavana Jeev. And then from those Bhagyavan Jeev, they get a chance to, you know, to get association of sadhus. That is another various thing. To know about Krishna consciousness, to know about association of devotees, that's one thing. And then further is the association of sadhus. That is one thing. One achieves that also. And then further to that is carrying out that life, carrying out his whole life in following the instructions of the sadhu. Means the whole life one has to simply do one thing. Perform devotional service and live your life under the directions of sadhus, Premi Bhaktas of the Lord. Bhakti which is performed under the guidance of such Premi Bhaktas yield results very, very easily. One can get Prema Bhakti very easily.
Then if we start to apply the principle of dasanudasa, it's like doing more service to the devotees,
You did not get the point, that means. Go ahead. Complete your question.
Yeah, we say like God is more pleased when he worships the devotee. He's still more pleased if he worships the devotee of the devotee. Then obviously still more pleased if he worship the devotee of the devotee of the devotee. Then whom do we need to worship? What difference between the direct associate of the Lord, the Acharya, and the devotees of the devotees? When is the Lord gets pleased? If we worship the normal neophyte devotees or the direct associates of the Lord?
What is the problem in respecting everyone? What is the problem if someone is a Vaishnava? What is the problem with helping them out?
Obviously some difference.
No, that is there. I am telling. Narad Muni says to Dhruva Maharaj, Guna Adhikar Mudam Lipse Danu Kroshan Guna Dhamad Maitrim Samana Dhamnisha Na Paparavibhuyate. When you see somebody who is superior to you, you should welcome him very happily in your life. When you see somebody who is inferior to you, go and encourage them to come to a platform that you are in. And when you see somebody is equal to you, go and make friendship with them. This is how one should deal with 3 different kinds of devotees you meet. Right? So I'm talking about my point was when the previous point was associating with sadhus. You asked for a question on sadhu sangha. And I told you how sadhu sangha one can get sadhu sangha. Is that Lord reveals that sadhu to you. Understand the point? But that doesn't mean that others are not to be served. In our right from the day when we started Krishna conscious life, there are so many devotees who help us in bhakti. So many of them. Somebody helped us with giving Bhagavad Gita. Somebody helped us with giving chanting bag. Somebody told us how to chant. So many people gave us so many classes to us. They all helped us till date. So all the Vaishnavas are our Guru. If you ask about the right consciousness, then this is the right consciousness. That all the Vaishnavas are our Guru. Because they have taught us. They have given so many classes to us. They gave us so many reflections to us. So they are all Guru. Amongst them is the Siksha and Diksha Guru. And they are the representatives of the Lord. They are directly Supreme Lord is Himself. They are pure devotees. So, if you ask me the principle of devotional service, then our mood should be that every Vaishnava is my Guru. If Dattatreya Muni can consider Vaishya, this and that 24 Gurus he can accept, then Lord is present directly in the Vaishnavas. He is visible in the life of Vaishnavas. Okay. प्रश्न सारा जी कुछ प्रश्न है और पीछे मेरे को मजा आता प्रश्न.
Then in the 5th canto, somewhere in the 5th chapter, it says like who is wealthy, beautiful, opulent, everything, they can't do devotional service, or it's not connected to devotional service.
It is not that it is applicable in all circumstances. Okay. Yes, general principle is there.
Means they will not get a mood for the devotional service. Or
in general principle, it is like that, but there are opulent devotees also, there are beautiful devotees also, and they still performing devotional service. There are exceptions also. General principle it is said like that.
Because we are puffed up where we don't accept.
नहीं, puffed up लाइफ सिचुएशन ऐसा रहता है कि भक्ति कर नहीं पाते हैं, इतना ओपोनेंट रहता है. 50 रॉल्स रॉयल्स खड़ी रहेंगी दरवाजे पे, सुंदर सुंदर अप्सराएं रहेंगी घर पे. हाँ, it takes bhakti sukriti to get bhakti. Normal piety doesn't attract bhakti. Yeah? You should understand. There is we need to understand this, that bhakti sukriti only will attract bhakti. What is bhakti sukriti? Knowingly, unknowingly, if you have performed devotional service, गलती से नाम ले लिया भगवान का, if you have served some sadhus, helped devotees, that will give rise to bhakti sukriti, and that will bring you to bhaktas, bhakti, bhakti and Bhagwan. Okay. By doing charity and all these things will not lead you there. So you need to understand that one can come to devotional service only one has bhakti sukriti. If that is there with a person, however opulent that person might be, if he has bhakti sukriti, he will be attracted by bhakti. Then it doesn't matter. But in general principle it is said. Same is the situation with Indra and all. Right? Yes.
Just from the previous topic you told, like two things. One is there might be situations like Prabhu also told, like we might be puffed up due to power, and also like maybe entangled in the different situations of material world. So in that case, what can be the bare minimum that a person can do in order to impress the Lord, or like to impress the devotee?
Impress the sadhus.
Okay.
Impressing means trying to practice devotional life under their guidance. That is it.
When Diti was carrying the Prahlad Maharaj in her womb.
Diti and Prahlad Maharaj?
Not Diti. Kayadu was carrying the Prahlad Maharaj in her womb. There comes a conversation in the middle of the chapter where it says like Krishna eats through the mouth of the Brahmanas. Right? Krishna eats through the mouth of the Vaishnavas. When if you are feeding Vaishnava, it means like you are feeding Krishna.
Yes.
So what does it mean? Like he personally stays inside the heart of the Vaishnavas, or
He resides in everybody's heart.
that?
What is the problem? He is Paramatma is there in everybody's heart.
I don't understand that.
But in the,
like, I eat
in the
through
life of the Vaishnavas is very easily visible.
I eat through the mouth of the Brahmanas.
Try to understand. He is there as Paramatma in the heart of everyone. Right? But in the life of the Brahmanas, who are Vaishnavas, so in the life of the Vaishnavas, the Lord is visible. Visible means they live the life. They practice Krishna consciousness in their life. So Lord is visible in their life. So serving them will definitely help us get Bhakti Sukriti. Okay.
But now you are here, you directly are delivering the transcendental message without diluting or anything. Now if we want to get the knowledge, devotees mostly dilute based upon the audience. They say like doing a service is the highest motive because they need service. Some other says like no, after this you will be getting a benediction of this based on the audience. So even if we see from the eyes of the scriptures, in the 11th canto, I don't remember the chapter, it said like in the Kali Yuga, the main problem will be you will not be able to get the correct, means you will be confused with the correct instructions. It is the feature of the Maya where if you have some knowledge, she will be confusing with the knowledge we have on getting the correct knowledge. Yeah. Right? So how to get a correct knowledge?
Yudhishthira Maharaj also was in such dilemma. Right? Where the Lord instructed him to go? Bhishma Pitamaha.
He did not go.
Go. He went. Yudhishthira Maharaj went to Pitamaha Bhishma and heard the
Vishnu Sahasranam.
first canto, 9th chapter. Not Vishnu Sahasranam, he also heard so many other things also. He heard Yeshava Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Kuman. He heard so many things. So what is the point here? The point of Yudhishthira Maharaj also same. Krishna was trying to convince him. Dhome Rishi, Veda Vyas, everybody was trying to convince him. Not getting convinced. He said, Baba, I am not. You cannot trust all of you so much. I want some genuine person. There must be some genuine in there. But it's whom I can have faith. So the Krishna proposed, what of Pitama Bhishma? He said, yes, Bhishma. That because Pitama Bhishma knows as per time, place, and circumstances what is appropriate for me. And he also had faith in Pitama Bhishma. That is also important. That's why Krishna sent Yudhishthira Maharaj to Pitama Bhishma. Right? Similarly, that's why I'm asking you to pray to, if you pray to Krishna, Krishna will arrange a sadhu in your life also. He will guide you. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, under the guidance of Pitama Bhishma, ruled the world. Okay? That is a point which we need to understand. And bhakti has to be performed under the guidance of a devotee, not independent. Independently doing devotional service, doing everything will lead to frustration only. And it will not get results. Okay? Bhakti performed under the guidance of a devotees will yield results easily. Okay? पॉइंट समझ में आ रहा है? आप जितने प्रश्न पूछेंगे मेरा उत्तर यही रहेगा. ठीक है? भागवत में बहुत कुछ दिया गया है. There is everything, so many things in the Bhagavatam. But to explain Bhagavatam in a devotee, that's why Bhagavatam can only be understood in the association of person Bhagavatam, one whose life is Bhagavatam. So we need to associate with such great personalities. They are there on the planet. And if you want to have access to them, you have to cry. When you want admission in a college or university or you want to get a job, you follow a process, right? You apply, do this, go to interviews, this and that. And for getting a spiritual master, the associate of the Lord, you want to have no process. Well, there is a process. You ask the Lord will arrange it. And as per your desires in your heart, you will get an appropriate spiritual master. If you want a pure devotee will come. If you want someone who wants to instruct you in kuch bhi karo, then some other person will come in your life. Okay.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Oh, book. Okay. Any other questions, Matajis? Thank you for very patiently hearing.
Actually, I was cut. The second point what I was referring to was you also mentioned about charity. Right? So like charity will not help. So like, how we need to think about it. Like I'm not referring to the regular corporate social responsibility charities.
CSR.
Those kind of stuff.
2% of
Yeah, but in general, like if you're not able to do a charity towards a devotee or like any other devoted person of the Lord, maybe some person in the needy. So he is also hand and the mouth of Krishna, like Lord, right? So we are also like serving in that way, or how to think about it. I mean,
Make sure that charity goes to a place where it is engaged in the service of the Lord. If that is the situation, you can do charity. इतना ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं चाहिए. भगवान की सेवा में you can give if a devotee is there, he is in trouble. He needs Lakshmi, right? If you serve him, if you give him, the Lord will be pleased. Try to understand that. I'll give you an example. Gajendra was, when he was praying to the Lord, all the devatas were watching him. They were there in the sky. They are watching Gajendra suffering. But they did not go ahead and help Gajendra. When Lord came and helped Gajendra, he chastised the devatas. He said, you nonsense people, you saw my devotee was in trouble. What was your problem? You should have gone ahead and helped him. So when you see a devotee is in need, help him. Not that, only you have to find a very uttama, Vaishnava, and then only you have to serve him. No, even the Lord is pleased when you see a devotee in need. If you go and give him, he'll benefit. And Lord will be pleased with you.
Prabhu, but the Gajendra wanted to get help from the direct personality, and he did not directly chanted his name also. He started chanting the glories of the Lord, and then Lord came. He is will to Bhagavan ही आके उसको protect करना है. Why the devatas will interfere?
But the devatas know not that Devendra was a devotee and he was in difficulty.
Voluntarily they should have come.
When you see a devotee is in trouble and you wait, अरे भगवान आके करेंगे ना, मेरे को क्या करना है? If he, what you know what is in Bhagavatam, what is dharma I mentioned? Like I don't forget, remember the verse. If you see others' happiness and you feel happy, and if you see others are sad and you feel sadness in your heart, then you are on the path of dharma.
Parasukha sukhi, paradukhi.
Simple calculation to test yourself. सामने वाला दुखी है तो तुमको दुख होता है क्या?
नहीं.
तो प्रॉब्लम है भैया. तो अंदर प्रॉब्लम है. सामने वाला सुखी है, अपने को सुख होना चाहिए. सामने वाला दुखी है, अपने को दुख होना चाहिए. That means you are on the path of dharma. If it is not, check yourself show yourself to a devotee. Check yourself first. That is a basic principle. That is a basic principle.
Krishna, please, and we have to take prasadam and go afterwards. Can get in discussion.
Oh, really?
Excuses. Yes.
Okay. Because
the
tomorrow
body
is,
says to
tomorrow
go.
is a working day.
Yes, tomorrow is working. Excuse.
Okay, fine. We close.
Otherwise, we can go until midnight. So
No problem.
please excuse.
Thank
we
you
have
so
time
much.
limited.
Haribol, let's take prasad.
Prasad.
Bhagat Mahaprasad ki.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Haribol.
This discussion चल रहा है.
Yes, प्रसाद खाते नहीं चल सकता है.
कोई मैंने कहा प्रसाद से
क्या